Hello value family, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's recipe, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this very delicious ofe akparata. This is akparata soup. This is not oha soup. This soup is so delicious that if you try it out, you're going to be hooked. First of all, let me show you how to get out the akparata that we'll be using for this soup. This is how the akparata seed looks like. It comes like this, just like capsule. So you're going to pan fry this. Just put inside your frying pan and roast it. You are going to be stirring this occasionally. Once you see the cracks on the body, you should just know that it is well roasted. When it's well roasted, you can easily remove the cap of this. That's the orange one from the black one. But if you don't roast it on fire, it's going to be very difficult. You'll find it difficult for you to separate it. So this is what we are doing now. We are going to be separating the orange cap from the black one. Akparata seed has lots of medicinal values. This is one seed that our grandfathers relied on whenever they had joint pains. It is a very good source of relief for sore joint pains, and it even helps in indigestion. So if you're having constipation, this soup is what you should make. So after removing the seed, this is what it should look like. We've separated the orange caps from the black seeds, and that is not all. We are going to transfer this now into our mortar. We will proceed now to heat the black seeds. So I'm using my mortar and pestle to do that. You can do that on your countertop, your stove with stones or anything. So just heat the seed so you can just have cracks. That way you can easily bring out the seed we are looking for. So after heating it up, this is what it looks like. So you're going to take out the seed, that's the main seed, and discard the black outer part of the seed. It has a look of a cashew nut or almond nut, depending on how you view this, and it has this umami flavor, nutty and umami flavor at the same time. So this is the seed we'll be working with. So we're going to pick it up, pound as we go, remove the black seed, and this is what we are looking for. This might look like a tedious task, but it is not actually. If once you start, you just know that it's not that hard. So once you remove this, the black part, this is the seed. This is what we are going to be using. I'm going to transfer this now into my blender and blend this till it is very smooth. So be sure to use a very strong blender so you won't go and spoil the blade of your blender that you are trying out this apparatus soup. Please use a very strong blender. So after blending it very smooth, this is what it looks like. It's now in powdered form. And this is the Akparata seed powder we'll be working with. If you make in big quantity just like this, just store this in an airtight container and put inside your refrigerator. It can last up to 1 year. So for this soup, I'll be putting some of this Akparata seed powder into this plate. I'll add in palm oil, mix it together, and we'll set this aside. And this is going to act as a thickener for this soup. So I'm just going to stir this all together and set aside. Let me just tell you, there are other uses of this apparatus. Apart from cooking soup, you can make a tea with this. I've already shared a recipe on my YouTube shorts, so you can check how to make a very good strong tea from your apparatus seed. So we are going to set this aside and we'll proceed now to cook the soup. The soup is just going to be ready in no time. So into the pot now, I'm going to be pouring in the chicken we'll be using for this. And for soups like this, I recommend we use old layers chicken. You still have these eggs there. So add in some of your chopped onions, your pepper. And for pepper, you all know I use a mixture of the yellow and the red habaneros. Add in your salt, your seasoning cubes, and you're going to use your spoon and mix this all together. You're going to cover up your pot and allow this to cook first before you introduce water. This This is a time for you to introduce water now into your meat before it starts burning. So I'm just going to pour in water into it, and I'm using 5 cups of water for this recipe. So I'm just going to pour in water. You can decide to adjust the seasoning at this point, but you can just stir everything all together and allow this to boil. But I'm just going to add a little bit of salt because I don't just want this to be very bland when I don't want the chicken to be very bland actually. So I'm going to add in a little bit of salt into this, allow this, cover the pot, and I'm going to allow this to cook. Remember that your old layers chicken, they take time to cook, unlike the regular broiler. So you're going to allow this to cook before you add in your stockfish. You won't be putting your stockfish the same time you are adding this. So once it's almost ready, I'm just going to take out my eggs. I'm going to eat that one. Add in your stockfish and cover up your pot because you want also for your stockfish to cook and infuse its own flavor into the soup. So a few minutes later, this is time for us to add our other ingredients. And I'm going in now with our dried fish. You can use any dried fish of choice. I'm using this one. So I'm just going to add in the dry fish, add in some crayfish to your soup. Like I told you earlier, this soup is just going to be ready in no time. Once you are done processing your Akparata seed, your soup is almost ready. Add in the palm oil and the Akparata thickener here. Add everything in at this point. Stir this all together. You're going to cover it up and allow this to cook. I just had to open this halfway because I remembered we've not added our uziza powder to this soup. And this uziza seed powder has a distinctive flavor to this soup and you shouldn't mix it out. So I've just added in the uziza seed powder, stir this all together. You want the aroma from the uziza seed and the leaves to just come together. And this is what our soup is looking like. It's looking watery. Don't worry, it's going to thicken up just like any other thickener with time. So to finish this soup up, we'll be adding in our uziza leaves. This is a very good alternative when you can't find the Akparata leaves in your area. So I'm using the uziza leaves, just the uziza leaves. Don't need to add any other vegetable to it. Stir this all together. Allow the aroma from the uziza leaves to come out before you can turn off your heat. And this is what it looks like. This is one of the most delicious Nigerian soups I want you to try out. So you can see how the soup looks like. Is it has thickened up a little bit. I told you, just like any other soups that requires thickener, with time it will thicken up. So don't allow it to become very thick when it's still on fire. If not, it's just going to turn to porridge. And I know you won't like that. Thank you guys for watching this recipe to this point. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done that. I'll see you guys with another amazing recipes. Bye.